Drigbi pibanti anu savabhinavam durapam ekanta dhama yashasha shriya aishwarasya ataka kimacharan yadamushtam lavanya saramasamurgamana siddham drugbi pibanti anusavabhinavam durapam ekanta dhama yashasha shriya ishwarasya upastapa kimacharan yadamanusya rupam lavanya saramasamurdvamananya siddham drugbi pibanti anusavabhinavam durapam ekanta dhama yashasha shriya ishwarasya Gopyastapa aim acharam anatmum sharupam lavanya saramasamurdvananya siddham drugbi pibanti anusavabhinavam durapam ekanta dhama yashasha shriya ishwarasya. Mataji. Upyastaba anataran rupam lavanya saramasamurdvamananya siddham pibanti anusavabhinavam durapam ekanta dham yashasha shriya ishwarasya. Word by word meaning. Gopyaha, the gopis. Tapaha, austerities. Kim, what. Acharan, performed. Yat, from which. Amusha, of such a one, Lord Krishna. Rupam, the form. Lavanya saram, the essence of loveliness. Asama urdhvam, not paralleled or surpassed. Ananya siddham, not perfected by any other ornament. Self-perfect. Drigbihi, by the eyes. Pibanti, they drink. Anusava abhinavam, constantly new. Durapam, difficult to obtain. Ekanta dhama, the only abode. Yashashaha, of fame. Shriyaha, of beauty. Aishwaryasya, of opulence. Translation by the disciples of His Divine Grace Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. What austerities must the gopis have performed? With their eyes they always drink the nectar of Lord Krishna's form, which is the essence of loveliness and is not to be equalled or surpassed. That loveliness is the only abode of beauty, fame and opulence. It is self-perfect, ever fresh and extremely rare. There is no purport to this verse in the next few verses, so we'll just read the translations. The ladies of Vraj are the most fortunate of women because with their minds fully attached to Krishna and their throats always choked up with tears, they constantly sing about him while making the cows, winnowing grain, churning butter, gathering cow dung for fuel, riding on swings, taking care of their crying babies, sprinkling the ground with water, cleaning their houses, and so on. By their exalted Krishna consciousness, they automatically acquire all desirable things. Text 16. When the gopis hear Krishna playing his flute as he leaves Vraj in the morning with his cows or returns with them at sunset, the young girls quickly come out of their houses to see him. They must have performed many pious activities to be able to see him as he walks on the road, his smiling face mercifully glancing upon them. Text 17. Shukdev Goswami continued, as the women spoke thus, O hero of the Bharatas, Lord Krishna, the master of all mystic power, made up his mind to kill his opponent. Text 18. Out of affection for the two lords, their parents, Devaki and Vasudev, became overwhelmed with sorrow when they heard the women's fearful statement. They grieved, not knowing their son's strength. Purport. Naturally, Krishna's parents would lament in this situation, thinking, why didn't we keep our sons at home? Why did we allow them to participate in this corrupt exhibition? Om Ajnana-timirandhasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri-Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpataru Vyasya Kripa Sindhu Vyayevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. At the very outset, I seek the blessings of all of the Vaishnavas sitting in this room, so that I can speak a few words on the Srimad Bhagavatam. So, as has been described earlier by other speakers, that the soft-hearted devotee ladies sitting in the audience in the wrestling arena, elaborate wrestling arena arranged by Kamsa, they are sitting there, and as they are seeing the wrestling bouts, many thoughts come in their minds, but especially they think of how come Krishna is wrestling with these giant-sized wrestlers, and who, superficially looking at them, are no match at all for the wrestlers. So, even as they are discussing among themselves, the Lord who is in the heart of everyone, He hears everything, though they are speaking among themselves. It's not that He is not hearing, He is hearing everything. The ladies are particularly aware of the two different situations, Krishna being a common factor. Krishna is in Vraja, performing his various pastimes, and he is here in Mathura, wrestling. In both cases, common factor is the Supreme Lord Krishna. in Vrindavan, Krishna is Rasraj, is having wonderful, beautiful pastimes with the gopis. And here, the same beautiful Lord, Krishna, is wrestling with Chanur. And how is the wrestling going on? Arm to arm, head to head, chest to chest, so on. Very, very. If you have seen the wrestling, they come very close, too close for comfort. And it seems as if they are going to crush each other. So, the ladies can't help thinking that this particular wrestling bout that is taking place is actually not very fair. Because on one hand, we have these Chanura and Mushtika, who are, Vajrasara Sarvanga Mallo, Shailendra Sannibhava, who are actually like as strong as lightning bolts, and their bodies are equal to huge mountains. And on the other hand, we have Kvacha Ati Sukumarangau Kishorau. And on the other side, we have this Sukumara. Krishna is addressed as Sukumara, and who has not even attained Yavana. So very young. So we have totally mismatched wrestling bout taking place. So normally, if you go through rules of wrestling bouts, the opponents are matched on the basis of weight. Even in the Olympics and other games, 57 kg, 61 kg, 100 kg, 200 kg. It's not that a 200 kg wrestler is pitched against a 57 kg. So they are thinking in their minds, how can Kamsa do this? How unfair can he be? They are thinking like that. Because here are, giants virtually sitting and, fighting with Krishna. So, in one sense, they really are unequal. You look at it in other way. Krishna is looking here Sukumar. He's looking, very delicate. But in real sense of the term, it is an ill-matched match. Even if you have Chanura who is like a mountain, who can equal Krishna? It's not equal at all, looking at it totally from a different perspective. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He's Bhagavan. He's full of virya, full of strength. And who can really fight him? One who could hold, the Govardhan Parvat for 7 days and 7 nights on the little finger. Though here he is looking very delicate and the ladies are, actually pitching for him. In one sense, he's actually matched against, puny figures like Chanura and Mushtika. So one can look at it that way also. So looking at actually the back of this book, this Krishna, raining blows on Kamsa, I was reminded of a biblical story of, the story is about sort of a war that was going on between the Philistines and the Israelites. And Philistines, then that war went on for 40 days. The Philistines, had a towering giant. His name was Goliath. This is frequently referred to, Goliath. He was towering above 9 feet. So very strong. And on the other side were the Israeli army. Though they were also strong, but nothing compared to these Philistines and nothing compared to Goliath. So there was kind of a rally which divided the two armies. And this Goliath, proud of his prowess, he would come out every day. For 40 days he would come out. And he was an atheist. The army was atheistic. He would, literally blaspheme the Israelites. He would just, abuse, curse. And the Israel army, headed by their king, Saul, they were helpless. They were just watching him come there every day, day after day, for 40 days, just cursing and, abusing these people. So they took it in their stride because they were powerless. When the other opponents are very strong, the other person, they cower down. This is what happened to the Israel army. So one fine day, there was a person called Jesse. He sent his youngest son, whose name was David. They sent him to the army. Basically, he was sent there to get news about the elder brothers who were engaged in the war, in the battle. So they were engaged. So he went there to get the news. And when he went there, this David, was shocked by seeing this Goliath, 9 feet towering, and he was hurling abuses, all kinds of things. And he said, this must be put to an end somehow or the other. So he went to his father. He said, Father, I want to challenge this giant, Goliath. Father said, you are stupid. You are going to get killed. He said, no, I want to challenge him. Then, they went to the king. The king, said that you are extremely foolish. You are going to die. I don't want to permit you. But he said, no, I want to challenge this man. One has to put an end to his atrocities. Very reluctantly, the king agreed. All right, go. And this David had no armor, whereas Goliath, was armor he had. Everything sword, everything shield, everything he had. So I said, David chose to not pick up any armor or any weapon. He just took up a sling, and a pouch full of, stones from the brook nearby. And he was dressed very simply. Described that he was dressed in a tunic, very simple dress. And then he went there, and then he challenged Goliath. Goliath was thinking, what is this fellow, puny little fellow, challenging me? And what he spoke there was very, very important. He said that you come against me with sword, spear and javelin, but I come against you in the name of Lord Almighty, whom you have defied. It is not by the sword or spear that the Lord saves, for the battle is Lord's battle. And he will give all of you into our hands. So Goliath just heard him out. After all, what is this insignificant person saying? He just humored him. And then he came for the kill. He wanted to crush and kill Goliath. Just at that time, this David from his pouch took out a stone, and with the sling he aimed that stone, at Goliath. The stone, penetrated through the armor, sank into his head, and he fell down. And then this David went there, took out Goliath's sword, and finished him off. So what we learn here is that power of God can never ever be challenged. We can't challenge the Supreme Lord. And here is this puny giant challenging. Similarly, here we find that the so-called, giant wrestlers personally vanquished by Kamsa, and brought here for the wrestling arena to fight with the Krishna and Balaram. What match are they? They are no match at all. This way, the fight was going on. Now, as I said, the bout was really ill-matched, but Kamsa's father-in-law, Jarasandha, he was more of a gentleman as compared to Kamsa. Kamsa had no scruples. He would send Putana, to kill a 3-day-old Krishna. No scruples about matching prowess or anything like that. But Jarasandha was a little more considerate, more of a gentleman. Also a demon, but gentlemanly demon. So what they did was, he respected Brahmanas. Jarasandha respected Brahmanas. And when Yudhishthira Maharaj was about to perform his Rajasuya Yajna, by that time Arjuna, Bhima and all the Pandavas, they had defeated practically every king. All the kings had surrendered. But there was one person who had not surrendered. Yudhishthira said that Jarasandha is the only king, Magadha, Naresh, who is yet to be, vanquished. I know that he is not going to surrender. So Krishna said that we will make a different plan. We will kill him, but in our own ways. So what they did was, Krishna, Bhima and Arjun, they dressed themselves, as Brahmanas, disguised, and they went to Magadha Naresh. They went there and approached him. For Jarasandha, one can say he was very respectful because he respected Brahmanas. He respected them, he called them in, said, "What can I do for you?" So Krishna, the spokesman for the party, he said that, well, to be very candid with you, we are not Brahmanas, We have come here to beg for a duel with you. Person to person combat we want. We have come for that. And you can see that this stout person is Bhima. This is his brother Arjuna. And I am your enemy, Krishna. So, you can call any one of us we challenge you for a duel. You can call any one of us. Jarasandha burst out into a laughter. He was laughing loudly. And then he became angry. And then in a very grave voice he said that, "What is this? You want a fight? I'll fight with you. It's no problem." Then he looked at Arjun. He said that this Arjun is not equal to me. We are talking about matching. He's not equal to me. He cannot be my competitor. And besides, he's very young. I don't want to fight with him. So he had some, ideas in his brain. Then he said, "As for you, Krishna, I can't fight with you at all. For the reason that, you are a coward. You ran away from the battle." Of course, Krishna had valid reasons why he left at that point in time. After having defeated Jarasandha infinite number of times, he ran away once, and Jarasandha was remembering only that. He said that you ran away, and what is more, you are hiding yourself under the sea. You have taken shelter of the sea. So you are not a match. You are mismatched. So I don't fight with you. But Bhima, he is the right person. I'll fight with him. So immediately he throws a mace to Bhima, and the fight goes on. I don't want to go into the details of the story, but the point is that the fight went on for 27 days, and on 28th day, with Lord Krishna's intervention, eventually Jarasandha was killed. Actually, he was separate. His body was separated into two parts, which could not be joined. So this way, Jarasandha was more of a gentlemanly demon, so he also considered. But as far as these Kamsa is concerned, he never bothered about it. So the ladies sitting in the audience, they are really disturbed by what is going on. And now they are talking about, in the verses 15, 16 and 17, they are showing that they are talking about the Braja Gopis. How in comparison to Vraja, Mathura is so different. Mathura is a city, and they feel that the Braja Bhav is totally missing in Mathura. It's bound to. So they are discussing that in Braj, what is happening? They are saying, whatever they are saying, the ladies are discussing, whatever they are saying here, what austerities must the gopis have performed? Because they are so fortunate. With their eyes, they always drink the nectar of Lord Krishna's form, which is the essence of loveliness and is not to be equaled or surpassed. Krishna's beauty can never ever be equaled. Kandarpa koti kamaniya vishesha shobham. So his beauty simply cannot be matched by anyone. Because as His Holiness Radhanath Swami frequently describes, as you try to describe his beauty is increasing. So the unlimited beauty is increasing. So that way it is not possible to describe his beauty. That loveliness is the only abode of beauty, fame and opulence. It is self-perfect, ever fresh and extremely rare. So these ladies from Mathura, we should not for even a minute think that they are speaking about Raja Gopis out of envy. They are not speaking out of envy. They are voicing their thoughts which come straight from their heart, and they are feeling how fortunate these Raja Gopis are that they get this opportunity of seeing the unlimited beauty of Krishna every day. Then again they say, the ladies of Raj are the most fortunate of women because with their minds fully attached to Krishna and their throats always choked up with tears, they constantly sing about him. So the Vraj Gopis are every second every breath of their life, they are thinking of Krishna. It's not that, speaking for myself, I said, all right, I have to complete my 16 rounds, and then, I get busy with so many other courses. It must be true for many others also, but here, it's not like that. The gopis are eternally, every moment, they are thinking of Krishna, and they are doing so many jobs. The ladies have to do so many jobs. They are doing all those jobs, like, milking the cow, winnowing the grain, churning butter, gathering cow dung for fuel. So many jobs, one after other they are doing. And while doing so, they are fully Krishna conscious. They are completely absorbed in Krishna. We see this is the characteristics of all Braja Gopis. We see this also when Yashoda Mai is churning, butter in Damodar Leela. She is churning butter, she is singing the glories of Krishna. So the same is true of all the Braja Gopis, and these Mathura ladies are acknowledging that this is how great these ladies are. And then they say that when the gopis hear Krishna playing his flute as he leaves Vraj in the morning with his cows or returns with them at sunset, the young girls are fortunate enough. Krishna, is leaving Vraj. He has all the cows, following him. All the dust is, flowing about Vraja Dhuli is being spread here and there. The most auspicious Vraja Dhuli is being spread here and there. And as the Krishna is going, each of these Vraja Gopis, they come out of their houses. And they're so fortunate that they can see the beautiful form of Krishna. Every morning, while Krishna takes the cows for grazing, and every evening as Krishna returns. So this is how fortunate they are able to come out of the house and focus their eyes on the beauty of the storehouse of beauty, that is Krishna. So both occasions, and they say here that they must have performed many pious activities to be able to see him as he walks on the road, his smiling face mercifully glancing upon them. So they are saying that they are not saying that they have just got it. They are saying that they must have performed many austerities, because it's to be able to perceive the beauty of the Lord day in and day out, morning and evening, is not something that happens just like that. So in their opinion, it is out of austerity, that they have performed, that they are getting this pious credit, because of which they are able to see the Supreme Lord. Then Srila Shukdev Goswami says that evam prabhasha manasu strishu yogeshwaro harihi shatrum hantum manas chakre bhagavan bharatarshava. So Shukdev Goswami says that as the women are discussing the glories of the Vraja Gopis, all these features which we briefly discussed, and which were very so beautifully described by His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj the other day. In fact, after we covered this topic, there is no scope for anyone of us to speak at all. But, just like the glowworm, which glows during the night, we are also trying to speak something. So, eva prabhashamanasu srishu yogeshwara hari shatrum hantu manaschakre bhagavan bharatarshava. So, Lord Krishna, who is the master of all mystic powers, he decided that now I am going to kill this Chanura. He is yet to kill. He will kill in future verses. Right now he has not killed him. So, why? To put an end to all this. End to what? All kinds of, feelings which these people are having, mismatch, this match, that match. So everything will end with my killing him. And then we come to two other important persons who are also sitting in the audience. They are who? They are Vasudev and Devaki. They are also sitting in the same Shamyana, same place they are sitting, and they are observing the goings on. And you can imagine if these Mathura ladies are feeling so much about the ill-matched wrestling bout, what must they be going through? They are thinking, why didn't we keep our sons at home? Why did we allow them to participate in this corrupt exhibition? as if they could have prevented it. They couldn't have, but they are feeling like that. This is a very natural thing. When there is affection in the hearts of parents, that affection normally tends to, a feeling of, being protective, towards the offspring. This is a natural instinct in all, including birds and everyone. So here, Vasudeva and Devaki, they are feeling that we should not, somehow or the other, we should have prevented this from happening. Now, I don't know what is going to happen to these sons of mine. As such, for years together, they have been separated, we have not met. And now that we are able to see them, it seems as if, these mountains, wrestlers, they are going to finish them. This is what they feel. And why are they feeling like that? Because one, out of affection for the children, when you feel affection for your children, you are very protective and you feel fearful that something may happen to them. How fearful the mother feels when the child is crossing the road, first time, which is very fearful. So until the child grows up, they escort the children, to cross the footpath. That kind of fear is there, and that fear springs from love. So here also Nanda and Vasudeva and Devaki, they are out of love, they are feeling that we should not have allowed this to happen. So it's a very natural instinct that has been expressed here, and we find a similar thing, similar feeling in one episode of Ramayana. In the Valmiki Ramayana also, there is this instance where Vishwamitra, comes to the court of, Dashrath Maharaj. And when he comes to Dashrath Maharaj's court, even as he steps in, everybody is awestruck, everybody is, spellbound by looking at Vishwamitra himself. He comes in, and at first Dashrath Maharaj, is completely bowled over. Since the great Vishwamitra has come, he's very much bowled over. And then and he says that, you ask for anything, I'll give it to you. After all, we kings exist because of your prowess, your spiritual prowess. So ask anything and it will be given unto you. And Vishwamitra is very happy when Dashrath Maharaj says this. But next moment he is stunned because Vishwamitra makes his request. And what is the request? You please send Lord Ram. You please send Ram with me so that he can protect, my sacrifice that is taking place. So Dashrath just cannot take it. He faints. This is what love does sometimes, the love for a child. He just faints out of love. So then he gets up. He feels totally helpless. The most beloved son of his, that too, he has come into Dashrath and Kausalya's lives after so many years, that too due to Vardhan, So now he says that Vishwamitra is going to take him away. What is going to happen to my Ram? And that he has to fight with demons. What is going to be his future? This way Dashrath worries. And then Dashrath says, Nirvigna vratacharyasa bhavishyati surakshita aham tatra gamishyami na ramam netum arhasi. He says that na ramam netum arhasi. He says, please, O sage, do not ever think of taking my Ram with you. As for these vigna, these obstacles that are coming into your sacrifice, I'll take care of them. I'll come with my entire army, So don't worry, everything will be smooth. So you don't have to worry. So, but please do not take away Ram. And then his feelings of protection come. In the next verse he says, Balo hi akruta vidyascha naveti balabalam nacha astra balam sanyukto nacha yuddha visharadaha. Then Dashrath says, almost out of helplessness, he says that you kindly don't consider taking Ram away because he is yet not very mature. He is Bala. He is what is that? Akruta vidyascha na vetti balabalam. He doesn't know what is the weakness or the strength of an enemy. He is yet to grow up. Just young. Just as the ladies of Mathura are feeling, that these are all Kumar. So he says that he is just a young boy. He is yet to, mature. He is yet to learn the, war tactics and techniques and everything. So he needs actually himself a protection. And Astra Bala Sanyukta. He doesn't understand which weapons are to be used, what is the power of the weapons. He doesn't understand anything. So Vishwamitra ji, please kindly exempt him, from this. He is requesting like that. He is nata yuddha visharadaha. Yuddha visharadaha means he is not at all, skilled in the techniques of warfare. Now, Visharada is normally a degree. So we have in many Hindi universities, Visharada is one of the degrees. So says that this Ram is not been exposed to any such things. So please don't ever consider taking him. This way, Dashrath opposes Vishwamitra. Vishwamitra, of course, becomes very angry, naturally. So once you have promised everything under the sun, and then next moment you say the very first thing that you ask for, you say, I'm not giving. Naturally, he is angry. But then Dashrath Maharaj is very fortunate. There is Maharshi Vashishta in his court. Vashishta guides him. He says that don't panic like this. So he says that Vishwamitra is himself capable of killing all these demons, but he wants to do it through your son Ram. And don't you worry, he will be trained in weaponry. He will get the most fabulous weapons, celestial weapons for his future also. So don't worry, please send him. He is secure under the training of Vishwamitra. So this way, his fears are allayed by Vashishta Muni, and then Dashrath Maharaj agrees to send Lord Ram with Vashishta, and of course Lakshman also accompanies them. So this way we find through these verses very beautiful descriptions of Krishna's pastimes. I do not really have the competence to speak on this, but I have made an attempt. So please bear with me. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. If anybody has any questions or comments, please feel free. Srimad Bhagavat Pramanam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki.